disability or retirees. Yeah. They should have the same. Retired people worked all their life to be retired. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like telling the military, "Hey, you don't deserve a life because you served in a war." I mean, it's the same thing. It's wrong. Yeah. And it shouldn't be. This has got to be changed. I mean, it has to be changed. I just don't. I don't know how to approach it, to be honest.
Well, I just posted up a little meme today. There is a pill that will take care of. Oh my God, what was it?
You like me? Yeah. You lose it.
Yeah.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah, but it's a $900 pill if you live in India. If you live in India, but here in the United States, that pill is $84,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. One pill.
Wow, that's just.
Yeah. And now, why is that? I mean, it's actually really simple. All we have to do is go back to 2002 when George W. Bush decided that, we needed to have a little pact with Big Pharma, so that there's no negotiating now. Our government cannot negotiate with Big Pharma to lower prices.
Right.
The pill was for hepatitis C. And I found it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But when this is, when I talk politics, I'll rant and I'll rave about everything. But at the crux of the whole thing is, what are we getting hit with? At what cost to us? Because I look around the country, and I have, I'm the research nut. I go and I check Denmark, and Sweden and Norway, and Canada, and all these countries, Israel, and I look, and these people have universal health care. It's just like for us when we're working, and you look at your paycheck, and it has Social Security tax, X amount of dollars, and Medicare, X amount of dollars, and this is how they do it, but they don't say, okay, now you have to carry private insurance, and you have to pick up, 20, 30, 40% of the cost.
Right.
Well, why? I mean, because there's over 100 different countries that do this, and they can handle it. They don't have the big insurance companies there.
Sure.
But again, what do we need a middleman for? It's, why aren't we dealing right directly with our doctors? Yeah. Dealing directly with, Big Pharma. If we can go up into Canada and get the same medication for a fraction of the cost and come back across the border, and save literally thousands of dollars in some cases, why shouldn't we have that here? And this is the problem that we're fighting. So when I talk politics, I'm talking, we have hundreds and hundreds of politicians in Congress and Senate that will say, Social Security, they don't need a raise.
Yeah.
It's a matter of fact, we can go borrow a couple $100 million and throw it into the general fund because, we need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but these are the people that we keep voting for. And in Florida, I mean, for people in Florida, I go, shame on you. Because your governor has been just stripping you of everything.
Yep.
Everything that a disabled person, a retired person depends on just to survive, this guy has been taking it away.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep pulling the lever for him.
Sure.
So we need to actually start changing how we look at things and how we perceive them, and just actually agree on what the hell reality is.
Mm-hmm.
And reality is these politicians are the ones who are going to Washington and stealing from us.
Sure.
And this is some people call it a safety net. And I have that tendency of calling it a safety net too.
Right.
But it even should, if you go to just about any country in Europe, it's not a safety net. It's just reality.
Right.
Their people are taken care of. I mean, some countries have, they have basically a minimum yearly earning.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't earn that, the government will subsidize you. If the average income is $24,000 and you're working at a convenience store, and you're making $18,000, the government will subsidize you. They'll kick in that extra $6,000, and so everybody is at least making that livable, monthly livable wage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going broke.
Right.
You look at Denmark. Denmark is the happiest country in the world. The people love it there. Right. They don't want to move. They make really good money. Their industries are booming. Mm-hmm. They don't have riots. People aren't clamoring in their capitals, yelling for help. They got it. Their legislators take care of them.
Right.
And that's our fault.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of a big pill for me to swallow at first too.
Sure.
How do you look at, and when somebody's pointing the finger at you, going, "It was your fault."
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean it was my fault? Well, you voted for that person, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, so you don't get this year, or they took this away.
Right.
Deal with it. And so we have to start changing our mindset, because there's so much involved. I mean, God, what I sent you last night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was only a fraction.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is, I mean, if you're, say, on long-term disability, and you're getting 50% of what you were earning, so I mean, if you were earning $2,000 a month, and now you're getting $1,000 a month, your expenditures, your essentials are not going to change.
Right.
You can't call the bank and go, "Hey, I'm having a hard time right now. I need you to reduce my payment in half."
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll tell you how fast can you pack your belongings, because we'll repossess.
Right.
And these, so since nothing's going to change, we're going to have to make the decision as far as what are we going to do without.
Sure. Yeah. It was like when I got injured, 2013. My job offered short-term and long-term disability. So I started out on short-term disability. It took them a while to get it switched to long-term disability. And then when I got long-term disability, they wanted me to apply for SSI disability, and they helped me do that. I'm like, okay, cool. At the end of the 24 months, they just cut you off. They don't tell you anything. They just cut you off.
Yeah.
You have 24 months, depending on your company's plan, but most of them like 24 months. That's a good plan. They just cut me off right in the middle. So I went a year without anything. My wife and son-in-law paid the bills here, and a friend that moved in with us and helped. So, I was very fortunate. But, it happens to people every day, all day long. And it's disgraceful, man. It really is, because when you're injured, there's no way I can work, man. I mean, no way. I tried to go back to work, and it didn't work. It just did not work. So, it's like, what are you supposed to do? So yeah, they need to definitely. We need some people in office that can make some changes. But I'll be honest. I don't think anybody out there is actually going to do that for us. I really don't. And I know that's being awful negative, but I just don't think they care. I mean, honestly, they don't. No. They care. They every one of them. I don't care if it's Republican, Independent, Democrat, whoever it is. They're all about themselves, and their little cliques, their little things that they want to get done in the world. We're at the bottom of the list. Yeah.
And, we're not even on the list.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's true.
They'll do enough to pacify you, to get elected, and then they can do something for a few months afterwards to go see. I'm wonderful, and I did everything that you wanted me to do.
Sure.
But then, I mean, you look at Obama. Obama came up with, the health care plan, which added, a lot of people onto it. But he also said he was going to stop, all of our wars. Mm-hmm. And not only do we still have wars, we have actually upgraded them. We're bombing into Pakistan.
Yeah.
Syria. We've ticked off Iran more than once, bombing over there. Mm-hmm. Yemen. They're making money.
Sure.
But
we don't see none.
Our
military doesn't see none. They don't see no extra. Mm-mm. I mean, it's sad clear across the board.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think was it universal health care or whatever, like Canada has? That's what we really need. We need somebody that's really going to push for that. I mean, I know it's got its downfalls too, but not near as bad as what ours is right now.
Well, everybody goes to the doctor. They all go to the hospital.
Right.
The only difference is who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
If you're unemployed, you don't have health care insurance, and you go to the hospital, the government will pick that up.
Right.
A little bit of paperwork, and it's sent into the government.
Sure.
So I mean, we're going to pay for it, or we're going to pay for it through our companies and that we work for, our employer, and
sure.
To pay for it. X amount of dollars every week is going to come out of our check.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the healthcare companies, when they say, well, the effect of shutting off and actually basically closing down all these healthcare companies, the insurance providers, well, that would be devastating to our economy.
Sure.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
to run something as big as a universal health care, we're going to need people to understand how the system works.
Sure.
How billing works and all that. And that have that experience dealing with people.
Sure.
And so a lot of the people that would that are working for these insurance companies they'd be pulled right over into the government sector to handle those things.
Sure.
Now who's not going to go with them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the CEO, he's not going to be transferred over. All the upper management people that they work like 20 weeks a year. Well, they're not going to get pulled over. They're going to be out of jobs.
Yep.
So the only downside would be to the really the big managers and owners of the companies, the stockholders.
Sure.
They'll lose.
Yep.
But these are the folks that can afford the loss.
Sure. Yep. I want to change pace here just for a minute, or
sure.
Maybe it'll be a little bit longer than a minute. But
okay.
I want to say this to the chronic pain community, because I did something today that really helped me out. I went to the gym today with my wife, and I did